Hello, everybody, and welcome to your daily Monday lighting critique. We've got good projects to go through here, a good number, but we'll start with Keldon's demo reel, and then we will go from there. So, Keldon, we'll do this kind of in real time. I'll kind of talk through what I'm thinking. The first one is, like, the title and everything is great. The timing is good. Just something... you may want to throw your email on at the beginning, or again your preferred method of contact,
Okay.
just so they have that. Lighting show reel is good. Sometimes people put the job title they're applying to, so if you want to customize it for an individual role, like whatever term that they use, put that there so they know exactly what you're applying for.
Okay.
Everything looks good with the titles on the side, the logos of the software that you use. It's all good. For your demo reel, I think this is a great project. I think this would work out really well as maybe the last one. I think this should be first. This is the favorite thing that you've done for me. And in terms, especially if you're applying to like an animation company, like a Disney, Pixar, Illumination, whatever, like this is what they like to see, because this is like you could picture this in a Minions movie or something, right? Like
Yeah. Okay.
this fits their style so well. And I mean, so does the other stuff, but like this is iconic. That and then.
And how do you feel about about which ones I have breakdowns for? Like, should I swap any of those out or add more for the other ones? Or I guess you can say as we go.
I think that I think there should be a breakdown for that one.
For this one here?
No. For the car driving around one.
Okay.
And then I think of this one. I'm just trying to think of the order. Okay, so this is what I think. I think you should go. This should be number one, and with the breakdown. This should be number two, no breakdown. We'll keep this three, that four, and then
last.
and then this last. I'm wondering if this needs. Basically, it's just taking that one and the first and just moving it to the end. I think everything else is pieced together well.
Okay. Mushroom. Sorry, robot first.
Robot.
Lady at the door second.
Right.
Mushroom. Or sunset third.
Sunset
mushroom
third.
Fourth.
Mushroom
and
fourth.
last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think the number of breakdowns you have is good, and I think the ones that you chose to do it on are good too.
Okay.
See if there's anything. And there was nothing that stood out to me when I was looking at the breakdown. Like, it's a nice build. Well, it's a nice build up. Like, it's nice and simple and straightforward.
Yeah, I tried to keep everything pretty concise.
Yeah, because like I think sometimes the idea is that you want to be like literal about it, where you're like, these are all the layers that I used, and it's not always the case. That doesn't always present well. All right, I lost it. Okay, cool. Yeah, but I mean the work's good. I think the logos are the right size. I think. Just saying.
Yeah, I tried to keep everything at the bottom kind of subtle.
Yeah,
they're at like 50% opacity.
And it's good too because everything down at the bottom is of a darker tone, so the white text works out a little bit better. So it's not like nothing is not readable, which is what I'm checking here. But yeah, this is great. This is looking really good.
Okay.
Should be proud of this.
Great, thanks.
Yeah. All right. Now let's take a look at this.
So for this one, I just added some rim light to his shoulder there in that shot, and some more bounce to her face, and then I fixed those black lines.
That bounce looks, yeah. I think I love the bounce on her face in like this shot, like she's like match it to when she's looking down like that, and I think it's a little stronger here, and I want to see that level right there.
Okay.
I think it's the right amount of pretty.
Okay.
That's believable. Lens flare. I like this lens flare too. I think it's a nice addition without being too. You're really good at adding these details kind of subtly, which is nice.
Oh, great! Thanks. I was actually curious if you thought that I should maybe animate the value of that, or if that maybe that would.
It would no, because
if it's just that on.
because nothing.
Right now it's just static.
Yeah, it's fine. Because
He's
usually
not really moving in front of the light source.
he's not moving in front of the light source and the camera isn't moving, and it's a lens effect.
Mm-hmm.
So one of those, either the light amount or the camera would have to change in order for that to change. And once you start moving it, it becomes more noticeable too.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Okay.
the static is good on it. Yeah, I think everything else is good. Let's see which one thing. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Just actually looking, because sometimes things jump when you go from the end to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine. I was looking at. Do you see how there's like a little bit more warmth on this side of his face? It's a little bit darker.
Yeah,
here.
that's where the. Oh, okay. Yeah, what I move the card to lighten up her face to make that to reach that first note. Then
Yeah.
that'll change it. That'll
Okay.
brighten up.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
And then after I make that one change, do you think that I should do the final render, or would you like to see it afterwards again?
I think you're probably good to make the final render. I think these are close.
Okay.
I think anything could be tweaked, like little comp tweaks after that.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. All right, and then next up, I just wanted to hit Will's real quick. So this is for his first Power of Light submission. I think it's really nice. I love the layer effect of this one. Like it's like this is. I just saw a Twitter thread about this where it was like it was kind of like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like the number of shots that look out doorways like this. It was they just put them all. They put like 30 of them together, and they're all beautiful. From like Inglourious Bastards, from there's a True Grit one. There were ones from old westerns, and it's just like this idea of this kind of like tunneling out and using that as a framing element, and it works every time. This is kind of doubling that because we've got a doorway and a window that kind of has the far distance. It's like far BG, mid-ground, and foreground, and I think it's just such a lovely way of stepping back. The red on her, I guess swimsuit, her outfit, kind of pops there against everything else. It's kind of just like everything in the interior is a warm tone. Everything outside is a little bit cooler. It's just really pretty stuff. It's just like a really well composed shot all around. So if you guys ever are looking for a good composition tool, consider a door frame. They work very well. Like a symmetric shot with a door frame.
That's exactly why I asked that animator for that shot with the Indian woman.
Yes.
I just saw that and I was like, wow, that is going to be so easy to it'll outline her body. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's like it takes all the directing the viewer's eye off the table because you're like, just do this. Mm-hmm. It's great. All right, cool. All right, let's hop back over into Aaron. So I'd forgotten about this project. So this is so we've got this. Let's see.
Yeah, so it's kind of this, this old toy card. I'm just trying to make it look interesting in CG. That's like an older render. I was, and this is newer because like it just felt the simplicity of the background just didn't feel real in CG. Like it kind of made sense on a little 3x3 collector card, but didn't make too much sense in this in a 16:9 format. Yeah, I don't think this will. I don't think this will inevitably go on my reel because the animation I'm working on has this is the same as the same hero piece.
Mm-hmm.
But getting my feet wet, I've been out of the game now for 2 months on like 2 or 3 months on creating. But it's been a lot of just job hunting and moving and crunching on projects and all kinds of stuff. So I'm taking this one off the back burner and see if I can polish it up by the end of the month.
That's great. No, I think I like looking at because you were talking about like doing this and like simplifying the background a little bit.
Well, this is my original. I did this to add something back there that felt a little more real and a little more tangible.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just wondering, do I lose interest? I'm having a hard time making this interesting. Like I don't know, like this was interesting to me as a 7-year-old, but I'm a lot older now, so maybe it's just not.
No, I think because and by the way, this also has the door frame element. You guys we were just talking about, but I think so. So this is what this is what I'm thinking looking at it, like because I think it has some really good. It's got some good bones. Like I love this like interior space, them right there, the exterior versus the interior light. I think that compositionally, I think one of the things that's difficult is like the edge of this is kind of lining up with the top of his mouth, and like we're kind of losing his profile a little bit. The other one is the lighting on. So basically, I think your structure is good. I think like the layout of everything, it's got a lot of potential. I think that there's like we've got this strong rim on the character here from light that's kind of coming in from behind at a lower angle. That I'm just like I'm wondering if that is fighting us a little bit, and I'm wondering like how do we get all of this stuff to work together? Like, do we overexpose the outside? Do we want to silhouette the character a little more? Because I think that the specularity coming on this top-down light is really cool, and it picks up so much detail that I don't necessarily think we need to see this much of the face, right? Like okay. I think if we just like, I almost want to turn off the rim light, turn off kind of this fill light a little bit, and then allow this to just like if I'm just kind of looking at the like just this leg, I think that looks so cool. And if I kind of wanted to just like the skin to just be that, and then maybe just catch like a little bit of the eye.
Okay.
And then yeah, and then because then we can get that, and then we've got the wall coming down here. I think that's looking good, and then it's just like a little bit light bouncing up. I almost feel like they would be getting more bounce light from the sun. Are they in the sun or are they inside the space?
I have to look. There might be some cheating going on
to
make this happen, but I'll take a look.
Yeah. It's also interesting because it changes the story a little bit because now they have like they have more ability to run away than they did previously in the enclosed space. But I don't think I think it's still a raptor, and that's terrifying.
So do you think I should bring them in and have them?
I think they should. I think. Darker? I'm questioning what I think. Like because I'm trying to figure out. And please, somebody else jump in if you guys have an idea of. So I think they should be. This is what I would play with next. I would slide them into the sunlight a little bit more. Create more like kind of a bounce light situation on them, like make them kind of more like traditional outside lighting, and then darken the inside so that we're not getting as much fill or rim, and it's really all about this top-down light of this like almost mysterious creature emerging from this dark area to come get them and where they are.
Okay,
that's what I was thinking.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I thought this was going to be totally easy because I had a collector card that was going to do it, and then like once I got into lighting, I was like, oh, this card has no lighting whatsoever. It's all just like hero. Yeah. It's all just hero color everywhere. So.
No, I think it's great. I love.
That's cool.
I think this is a really cool process that you're going through with this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get some original pieces.
Yeah.
That are not like everywhere, and it just takes a lot more time because it's
this
doing layout. You're doing
background's beautiful, by the way. Like the whole design of it. Like there's not a lot that will need to tweak back there. It's really well laid out. It's just getting all of these pieces to work together in a composition.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks. I was flipping through. There's there's concept art from those old movies, and I'm just trying to get like those movies have like iconic like shapings. Like if you see those things, you wouldn't think too much of it on their own, but when you see them, you're like, oh, that is from, this movie. Or
they feel so natural, but they're really well done.
It's a tricky shot. I see it as kind of a tricky shot. So like good job on it so far, because I think like normally you have the bad guy in the background and you have them like silhouetted, but like in this composition it's like inverted, which makes it like really. It's like makes it a really fun challenge to be able to tell the story that you want to tell with the different with the characters in the background and the enemy in the foreground. I think that's going to be really interesting to see how it develops.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Mike, would it be weird to have this next to an animation that is essentially kind of the same assets, or is that on a demo reel?
Wait, say that again? Is it?
Would it be weird to have this like butting up against an animation that's like completely not related but kind of using the same assets?
No. I don't think it's a well. My gut says no, but let's see them together because like they sometimes you put a couple of disassociated animations together side by side, your brain starts making connections there. So we'll see it because if they are the same assets, then it's like, oh, these are all from the same short.
I'm trying to be very conscious that like in the real world, I am like the dinosaur guy, and like that I don't want it to like push too far into like my reel, right? Because then employers are like, well, he just wants to work on dinosaurs, and it's like, yeah, but I think these are two really cool things. When I get the animation worked out a little bit more, I'll start posting that. But
by the way, there's nothing wrong with dinosaurs. I go to the Natural History Museum like once every week or two with my kids, and we just talk about dinosaurs all the time. They're amazing. They're perfect.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Yeah. I think you even have one behind you, like behind your head right now.
I'm like I said, I'm the guy in the real world.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I love it. Like,
yeah,
yeah, but
that's all right. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right,
thanks.
No problem. All right, let's hop over to Ayako's. All right. It's a fun little stylized one. It's interesting, the low contrast on the character, and I'm wondering because she like again, it's like her skin tone is almost, because of the lighting in the room, almost feels green. But that might be the style that we're going for here. I'm also a little thrown off because there's some sharp shadows going down in here, like this shape on her, something passing by there, like this shape on her torso, plus like these lines down here. I think I'm fine with sharp shadows and stuff like this because you're like, oh, you got this bright light shining in, but make sure that light is the only light shining the sharp shadows, because once you get too many of them, it's just like they start to really contradict each other. There's some nice. It's also interesting too because she's got all these like sharp lines on her, and then this like little spot in the background here is just like really soft and lovely. Like this is more like traditional CG back there, where she is much more stylized. So I think it would almost be beneficial to stylize that a little bit more. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think that because like when you look at this, you're like, oh, just looking at her textures and stuff, she's kind of got a stylized quality to her. Her teeth are also almost a black there, or metallic or something. So just look at that, like as she pops up, and then this is a unique style. So I'll open it up a little bit. What do you all think?
Is this running in a game real-time engine maybe?
I think so.
Seems like there's not a lot of stuff occluding other like ambient occlusion, maybe like her through her hair, her head seems to be like totally lit up.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very good point. Yeah, also like I don't know if she's cutting out this volumetric shadow either as much as like, because it would be like a little bit darker because we're close to her and there's this volumetric, and then like there would be a little bit where her body's cutting out that light. So I don't know if she's occluding that light properly either. And then you've got some, and this might be just like a low res thing, but there's some really sharp lines in the background back here that it would be cool to kind of, it's like I like the idea of there being light hits back there, but they're very, very sharp.
I think that it would be cool to see more of like the lighting influence on her skin. Like right now, it seems like her skin is green. A little bit just being impacted by like her diffuse colors being impacted a little bit too much. I think if we change that to getting her natural skin tone and then introduce the specularity of the light reflecting off her skin, gets like that wetness on the specular, get some breakup with some like pores and stuff, that would look really good to see that reflecting off. Because right now it's like impacting her skin tone, her raw tone. So I think if it was moved to more of a specular, it would feel a lot more natural.
Yeah, and like looking at her lighting on her arms right here, there's like a hard line, very, very dark tones, the green tones, and then the kind of this orange tone that it's almost like inverted, like because it's in between her fingers and kind of that lack of occlusion thing you were talking about, Keldon. So there's a lot going on there visually, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure because, like, again, and maybe if you could post some reference. I apologize if you already did for Francesco, but if you could just supply some reference too, just so I can get an understanding of like, is there like what the particular style is you're going for, and if you don't have anything, that's fine. You can just write out what you were thinking. All right, cool. Let's hop over into Bipul's. All right, great. I think so. I see your updates here. I think this one's looking pretty good. Sit back on it.
Yeah, I made the eyes a little bit brighter and
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah, they cleaned up really nicely. The only thing that I am concerned about is this, like the because it's fine if we don't have like super brights in an image, right? Like you don't need because then every images start to get kind of boring. But we're looking at, like the brightest thing in the image is at about 211. So we're missing the top like 20% of the value, the value range of an image if we do that. And I think that I would just make it a little bit brighter, and like literally just the way that I did it, or some other ways of just making it just a touch brighter overall as an image, just to kind of get that the full range of colors in there, and the full range of values, I should say.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Keldon, Aaron, Jordan, you guys got anything else?
What do you think about a little bit of background on his hair? Just because right now it's kind of a black mass, or maybe that's kind of the look you're going for, just to
The foreground character or the background, or the main character, or this foreground guy?
Yeah, the guy on the left. Yeah.
Yeah, like a little bit of specularity in there.
Or maybe maybe you didn't want too much detail up there to draw your eye down. I'm not sure.
I think
The
it's.
only thing that I think is kind of
I think it's worth a try.
Batman.
I think it's worth a try for one more iteration, especially if you do it. If it was me, if I got a note like that, I would do it as a separate pass, and just like one render with one like little light to give some specular shaping in there, and then just comp it together, and see
And
if
it
it
could be
looks.
just like super subtle too.
Yeah,
Just to
totally,
give you something.
totally. And then
Actually, there was a specular detail, but I reduced it in this pass.
yeah. So maybe just pull it back a little bit, kind of split the difference.
Okay.
Are you doing anything in Nuke at all, or is this just 100% out of the render engine?
Oh no, I'm not using Nuke right now. I'm just starting to learn it. I'm doing it in After Effects.
Oh, okay. So After Effects, I would maybe add a little bit of a light wrap to like the skin, on the screen left of the character. Maybe. I mean, yeah. I feel like that might help a little bit.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
All right, cool.
I have no idea how to do a light wrap in After Effects, but I would
Me
imagine
too.
it's
Same.
possible.
Me too.
I haven't done it, but it's all the same basic. Same
basic concepts.
Yeah, just different buttons and different things. All right, cool. All right, let's hop over into Holly's. It's a cool color scheme. I think this is. Yeah, I think, like again foundation good. Like I like these red lights. I got like the blue lights. You got the outer space thing going down. I think that some of this, like in this shot, obviously her eyes are on fire. Her eyes are very glowy. I think that it's important in these shots to always maintain that the characters here in the foreground have a little bit greater contrast, like a little bit of a darker point than what's going on in the background. Allow that volumetric light to kind of be like the thing that separates them from the background a little bit more. Versus, yeah. Cool. So very rough, but it almost like visibly pulls them forward a little bit. And then we've got this light here in the middle. Good shaping on these pipes and on that this kind of wall over here looks good. I think maybe and the character, like the robot, I think needs work. The character is just very dark. It's not really reflecting anything yet. The knife, and there's some layering stuff. I don't think the knife actually goes on that side. I think it's on the outside of the leg, but just for proof of concept stuff. And I do think that you could probably push this brightness on them a little bit brighter too, just to get them to really kind of pop. And then top down light. So one of the things that works out really well with her garment, what she's wearing, is that it's tough because it can very easily become just like a solid color. I've noticed a lot of people either adding a textured pattern in the bump, or probably more likely the bump and the specularity to give like an underpinning of, because like athletic material kind of has that sometimes. That kind of like a subtle pattern to it, and I think that would be really cool. So this one, we got this. The ground will need some variation in there too, just because it's all just kind of a very flat gray. Maybe something to kind of indicate that it's either more metal, more plastic, more wood, or whatever you decide to do. Just some more material definition on the floor. I think. But yeah, I think this is off to a good start. What do you guys think? Any thoughts? All right. Yeah. Want to see more? All right, cool. Well, that is all for today, everyone. Thank you all for joining. Again, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, doing video critiques. Tuesday, Thursday, I'll be doing some written critiques for you all. So I will see you back again on Wednesday, but I will see you in writing between now and then. All right. Be good, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take care.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.